Hello lovely ones, today I'm making a little tree of life pendant, the kind you can hang from a rear view mirror or gift to someone who loves magical forest moments. Thank you to all my supporters, you really help me on my journey and keep this channel going. I appreciate you all so very much. Welcome to my channel, I'm Marie-Louise, and today I've got a mould that has a raised tree design. Before the first resin pour, I painted the tree in golds, copper and that soft iridescent green that I love. And then I added a clear layer over the top. The next step, I learned so much. So welcome to Talent Tuesday, where my wonderful friend Kim and I do whatever we fancy. So please check out her video, it'll be in my description and pinned comments below. So I've got all these metallic and beautiful iridescent colours. I'm just going to take you through the step-by-step process of me creating this lovely tree of life pendant. I made it for my hubby so he can carry a little bit of me when he goes around his daily work, and he's hung it from the rear view mirror in his work vehicle, and so he's got a bit of nature with him as he goes around his daily life, and he does love trees and walking in the woods and the forests. So look at these colours that I'm using, really simple colours, and I've got a raised tree in this mould, and it's the first time that I'm using this type of mould, so I decided to use acrylic paints, and they're all Pebeo, and I'm using iridescents and metallics with the copper and the burnt umber, gold and the bronze, and I'm just blending them to create this beautiful tree, and I can just see the colours shimmering and shining as I paint on the acrylic paint. The paint is pouring medium, Liquitex pouring medium, and the normal paint, so it's a little bit watered down so I can layer it, and it's drying as I paint, and so it's just so interesting watching the colours blend. I'm using the burnt umber to give it a bit of depth, and the other three colours I'm just blending and blending and then wiping as I'm going on a damp cloth, and I'm wondering whether this acrylic paint will stick to the clear resin layer that's going to go on top. So enjoy the music for a moment while I just finish off painting this tree, and I'll be back shortly to show you how I mix my clear resin from Let's Resin and apply it for the first layer. So today's shout out is for Donna from It's Art by Donna. Your resin creations are absolutely stunning. Your generosity, integrity and fabulous sense of humour just light up our art community every day, and you inspire us all. Thank you so much for sharing your talent and your heart. few more finishing touches and my tree is complete. And once it dried, I got some clear resin from Let's Resin. It's part A and part B, 1-to-1 ratio. And I put I've mixed it. It's really important to mix it slowly and in a warm environment for 3 to 5 minutes. And I pour a really thin layer onto my tree, really hoping that the acrylic paint underneath is going to stick to the resin. And at this point I didn't know. I was just really enjoying painting onto the raised part of the Tree of Life mould. So once I've poured all of that clear resin onto the top of the tree, I'm going to leave it for 24 hours and then come back and unmould it and then see what I'm going to do for the next stage. Let's Resin is my favourite resin at the moment, and they are the most amazingly clear and bubble-free resin. I end up, because it's quite cold at the moment in the UK, I end up in my art room putting the heater on, and as I measure out the resin, I sit the pot on top of my heater and I start to stir it really, really gently, and I can see bubbles rising to the top. And it's really interesting. It's such a fascinating liquid to play with. And I'm just learning how temperature affects resin, because I've been lucky enough to have quite a warm temperature all the way through the summer, up until just the last few weeks, and it's November time now. And so the resin has been playing really nicely, but it was really quite thick. I thought, I need to thin this down. It needs to be much more fluid than this. And the heater worked a treat. So it worked really well. I've mixed for 5 minutes for this one, and then I just really gently popped it into this mould. And then as I left it for 24 hours, I popped a cup on top of it and just left it. So here we go, just placing something over it just to make sure there's no dust or anything in it. But just before I did that, I flicked some mica powder on the back just to give it that sort of iridescent look, almost like a celestial feel to it. And I just was so excited to see how that would turn out. So popping a lid on top of it after adding a tiny bit of gold mica powder. I left it to dry, and then I came back to unmould it. Oh my goodness, I was so excited to unmould. Look at it, it looks so really clear, and I can see some glimmer and some really nice shine from that gold pigment. So I'm unmoulding it now, and I'm just seeing it's it's almost completely dry, but it's dry enough to be able to take it out of its mould. So just looking at it in the different light, it's so shimmery. Oh my God, it's such a gorgeous shine to it. So I decide that actually I wouldn't mind having a blue background to it. Now I've taken it out of its mould, I've got to put it back into its mould. So in hindsight, I would have just left it and added an extra layer. So I got my epoxy resin again from Let's Resin, 1-to-1 ratio, mixed it just as I did before with blue mica powder, and this time I mix the mica powder into the resin rather than just pouring it clear, and I pour a really thin layer on top, bringing the mould to the top of the bringing the resin up to the top of the mould, really carefully making sure that I pour nice and slowly so not too many air bubbles in it. This is such a learning for me. I'm at the beginning of my resin journey, and already I'm absolutely loving it. I've definitely got the bug. So as you can see, I'm just gently pouring it in, and then once I've got all of the resin in out of that little pot, and this is in total 1 fluid ounce, so it's half a fluid ounce of A and B Let's Resin mixed together. So I'll come back shortly as I unmould this part. So once again, I put a little cup on it so it didn't have any dust, and used a blowtorch to get rid of bubbles, and I came back 24 hours later and I'm really excited to see how it turned out. Oh my goodness, what's it going to be like? That blue, oh my goodness, it's really made those colours pop. Look at those different coppers and gold and lime green for the leaves. And there wasn't anything left on the mould, so all of that paint stuck to the resin. My goodness, what a magical process. I'm going to have to do this again. So if you do this, putting a cured piece back into the mould, just make sure that you do press it in really firmly all the way around so it reseals. If there's even a tiny gap, resin likes to wander underneath. So here it is. I'm just holding it up in the light now, and here it is in hubby's car. I added a soft ribbon so it can hang beautifully, and oh my goodness, the layers, the shimmer, the golds, it's like a tiny enchanted forest in resin. What do you think? So thank you so much for being here on my journey with me with resin today. Would you like to see more resin pieces? What are you up to? I love to know what you think in the comments below and what you're working on. Have a beautiful day, and be sure to check out Kim from Kim's Art Alchemy, my dear friend. She's created something wonderful today. I can feel it in my bones. Her video will be in my description and pinned comments below. And don't forget that your art is a piece of you. So keep shining, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care now. Bye.